when they start in with the carnival innocent music box music,
La, la,
you
la,
know
la,
that
la.
evil is coming.
Or clowns. I do not like the doll next to her. Oh.
Porcelain doll. Oh, the porcelain doll's head is
Porcelain doll's
moving.
moving.
Oh, it's dancing. They were just having a party. It's doing like a go-go dance.
It's like, woohoo!
Are all the dolls alive? Oh, she's posing.
Oh, she's doing the exorcist thing.
Oh, she's winking at her.
She's like, hey, girl. Looking cute.
Come to the party.
You're looking cute. Come on, put on your go-go boots. Let's dance.
Let's dance.
Woohoo! Oh,
That's how
they
I
didn't even
feel.
Get started.
Oh, she is on
Oh my
fire.
God, her bed's on fire.
Ah. Is this what happened last
is
time?
Why you don't play around with Bunsen burners.
Kids shouldn't be smoking in bed.
Kids shouldn't be smoking in bed.
We'll handle this.
You're awesome.
Kids shouldn't be smoking in
Are you
bed.
smoking,
damn
man?
it.
Bill, for God's
And
Aaron's
that's how it.
smelling.
Oh God. That was a mess.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. That
It was a good ending. Well, no, it wasn't. It was bad, but
Love it.
but it was good for us. Oh my God. That's a way to start the season
Yep. Oh my God.
with Ruth Gordon and
Yep.
Valerie Harper,
Great cast.
Dennis
Got 'em
Weaver.
Yep. We got them all.
Gotta get them all.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was brilliant.
Kept us guessing for a while.
Yeah.
Welcome to another B movie with
Yvette?
and Keri.
Am I really here?
Is this reality? Am I just
I
a
don't know what
spirit?
dimension I'm in.
Am I an iguana with the spirit of a young child?
I am. This is all a dream.
And this is all a part of the movie we just watched.
I know iguanas. Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes, we watched the 1982 made-for-TV movie
Oh, it's got to be good.
Don't Go to Sleep.
With Valerie Harper and
Yoo-hoo!
the amazing, the spectacular, the brilliant Ruth
Yes.
Gordon.
Oh, yes. we
Ruth
love
Gordon, who
her.
we love.
Yes, she's the best.
She's awesome.
I wish she was still around.
Oh gosh. It's the Natasha Lyonne of
Oh, right.
of the 80s and 70s and the 60s.
Yeah, for sure.
One day, Natasha Lyonne
It's going to be Ruth
will be
Gordon.
that old lady with a cigarette dangling from her mouth, sass talking everybody.
That's right.
Oh, our other
Totally.
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was too bad. They never worked together, did they? I think Ruth Gordon
No.
died too long ago for them to work together. That
Right.
would have been the most brilliant pairing
That would have been fun.
in ever.
Yeah.
She could totally be her granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Are they related? Maybe they're related. We don't know it. Oh,
Yeah,
that would have been amazing.
that could be. Oh, and the lovely Valerie Harper from the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
You're gonna make it after all.
The Rhoda Show.
Rhoda. Somebody else.
A couple of episodes of Phyllis. That didn't last
God.
long.
And Dennis Weaver. We all know him
Weaver.
mainly from like old westerns, Gunsmoke and all that stuff.
Yeah, that detective show, McCloud.
McCloud, yeah.
Remember they had Macmillan and Wife, McCloud, Columbo. Weren't they all the
They
same
were-
thing? The Night Stalker.
There were so many back then.
I know, but they were like there was like a package
Wait, what was
of
the one?
shows.
Which one was Heart to Heart?
Heart to Heart was way later.
Remember Heart to Heart though?
Yeah. What? That's
God, there were so
that's neither here
my
nor there. There were so many detective shows,
so
back
many, but
then.
that one just popped into my mind.
but Heart to Heart was kind of like Macmillan and Wife. Macmillan and Wife was like 10 years earlier. That was with Rock Hudson playing a straight man,
As always.
as always. Okay, how did we get into Macmillan and Wife?
I don't know, 'cause we were talking about Dennis Weaver. Oh,
and
and of
Rhoda
course,
and
yeah,
yeah,
and of
all
course,
those old 70s shows.
yeah, and of course, Oliver Robbins, and we know him from Poltergeist as Robbie.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, and this was like the same year.
He got to play a creepy brat twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little punk.
Little punk. Knock his block off. Oops. Yeah, totally.
It was a very long movie for a TV movie.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like over like a couple of nights or something.
I was wondering if it was a two-parter also, like a
Right,
mini
yeah.
series.
Yeah, it almost felt like that.
Had that
Yeah.
vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Had the mini series vibe.
Yeah, and it's an Aaron Spelling production, so
And you know his work is always genius.
so there's always a little bit of that cheese factor and a little cheese with that martini.
A charcuterie board with that martini.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was interesting. I didn't see it way back when. So it's my first time watching it.
I vaguely remember parts of it, but I really couldn't remember much of the details. It was so long ago. I don't even know how this person got a copy of this.
Right. You can't find it anywhere.
I couldn't find it anywhere.
Mm-mm.
But it is on YouTube.
Yeah, so if you get a chance, watch it on YouTube.
It's fun and free.
And very 80s.
Oh my gosh, it's
I mean,
so
total
80s.
total nostalgia. It takes me back to my childhood.
When my sister was evil and trying to kill me.
It's funny because we both have that in common. Yikes.
Oh no.
So this is the story of a very dysfunctional family.
Very dysfunctional.
Mhm.
So dysfunctional.
Yeah.
We don't know that right
No,
away.
because they seem pretty happy-go-lucky.
But you know something's up because the opening credits, they have all this
Mhm.
playful music box music, very sweet, innocent sounding. In between the credits and that music, they go to the freeway.
To the rough roads of Los Angeles.
Of Los Angeles. It looked like there was no traffic either. It looked like
Because it was in the 80s. It was before it was all traffic-y.
it looked like a really nice day in LA. But they switch from the music being on to being totally off. It's just like a cut. So it's just like music, cut. Music, cut.
Driving.
Music, cut. And after a while, it is kind of
It's-
grating.
Yes. It puts you in that mindset. You start to get anxious.
A foreshadowing to what's going on. Everything isn't sun and light. There's something underneath the surface. So they do start you off in that state of mind.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Kind of aggravated and wanting to kill everybody. The movie.
Freeway driving in LA. Kill, kill, kill. Happy, happy, joy.
So you know
joy.
something's up.
Right. This family is moving to a new home. They just bought their new house. It's mom, dad, the two kids, Mary, their daughter, and little Kevin, their
Little
son.
Kevin.
What are they, like 8 and 9? And the kids are just, very normal.
Normal, suburban, teasing each other. They almost get into a crash in the car because the kids are goofing off with each other and annoying
Yeah.
each other.
Kevin, stop it! Kevin, stop it! Kevin, stop it!
She always loves to have you around.
Oh, it's the kids. It's the kids. Yes, it is. She only has me.
Look, watch the road. Mary?
What is going on back there? Now, come on, you guys. Straighten up.
And the parents seem loving and happy.
Dennis Weaver always seems, I don't know.
You got a thing about Dennis Weaver. I don't
trust him. He looks
I
too
know,
nice.
right?
You can't
Yes.
trust the ones who look too nice.
So they get to their house, and there's the moving truck there, and we see the movers.
The movers moving Ruth Gordon into the house. She just came with the furniture in a box. They're like hauling her into the house.
It seriously looks like her head is like on top of this TV that they're moving. It's really weird.
It really does look like she's floating in. She's so tiny. Her head is just sticking out above this box, and it looks like they're hauling her into the house.
I know, it's funny. But
It's
you get to-
awesome.
yeah, but then you realize when they, move at a certain angle, you see the rest of her body. So she's
Yeah.
walking behind it. And I think that's
Um,
foreshadowing too.
That she's going out in a box.
No. She's floating around like our little friend Ed.
She's a floater.
Hiya, Philip.
Hello, Bernice. I see you found it all right. Glad to see that you're still not smoking.
Haven't had a puff in 2 years.
And she's with there, and she's just like as gruff as ever. I was
Oh,
like, she's
beautiful.
not tame in this at all. She's just like a
No.
gruff, old, smelly lady with a cigarette.
Love it. Yeah.
Loving
She
it.
always has a cigarette hanging out of her face.
A little cig danging from her, but like she just got out of prison. She's like their old granny just got out of prison.
Yeah. So we come to find out that grandma is moving in with them because apparently she can't live on her own anymore. I mean, she seemed fine to me.
She seems sharper than everybody else in that household.
Exactly. She was actually more put together than everyone else.
Like, dude, I just want to smoke my cigarettes and get away from you freaks.
yeah, but I mean, she's more honest about everything too.
Oh, she's totally sharp. She's sharp. She's
Yeah.
aware. She's not just, she doesn't want to be dysfunctional, but they're all
No,
completely
they're-
100% dysfunctional.
So we find out that this family is not at all what they seem. They are just so dysfunctional.
No,
So
no,
dysfunctional.
the sweet little suburban family, they all have major issues.
Yeah, and I guess the first taste of that is with Ruth Gordon.
You see it because Ruth Gordon is like putting up all these pictures of this girl. You don't know who
Right.
she is
In her room.
in her new room.
And the little boy automatically is reprimanding her, saying, "You can't put those pictures up. Mommy and Daddy would not allow that."
Like when Bobby Brady was a hall monitor.
Ugh, yeah.
I'm telling. You're not supposed to put up her picture.
Sneaking around spying on me, boy?
You're not supposed
Who
to.
says so?
My mom, that's who.
Well, you listen up, Sonny. I'm your mom's mom.
Horrible little punk. I'm telling on you, Granny.
Yeah, so rude. But that's how we find out. Okay, she's putting up pictures that the parents don't allow. It's someone that matters to her.
And she doesn't want to forget her.
She puts the pictures up. She loves this person. At first, it just looked like a girl. We didn't know how old she was or anything.
And we were like, oh, maybe it was her old girlfriend. And they just were like, were
From school.
homophobic.
Exactly. Her girlfriend from school days.
Her old school day girlfriend.
School day girlfriend. Wow, how rude. Let your gay grandma alone.
I know. Now we know they're just homophobic bigots. No, we're certain of it. The reason you get that impression, though, is because when does this take place? In the 80s?
80s, right.
And she's dressed up like a girl from the turn of the century out in the country.
Exactly. So you would think, well, maybe that is grandma's
She's
girlfriend.
totally dressed like Little House on the Prairie.
Yes, with that dress, with the little kind of apron.
With a
top.
buttercup collar and
Yeah, and her hair up, and that
and like little like
Right,
Swiss
right.
Miss braids. It's like I have
Yes.
no idea.
So of course we think it's grandma's old girlfriend. So we're convinced it's grandma's girlfriend and they're homophobes.
Like leave her alone.
Just leave.
Just let her have her memories.
She's old. Let her smoke. Let her do whatever she wants. God, just leave her alone. She has to live in this world, this house full of homophobes.
I know. A little narky boy.
I'm telling. No gays allowed. Well, no, that's not really what happened. We find out the truth.
It's her granddaughter. And her
Yes.
granddaughter has died, and none of the family members are allowed to speak of it,
No.
which
they
is
can-
completely dysfunctional.
And you know what? It seems like it had happened not that long ago.
Like it was just within the year.
Yeah.
It could have been a couple of months ago. And they
Yeah.
decided to just leave their old house.
Leave the daughter behind. The memories of their daughter behind.
They had to move to a whole new city. They had to move to a whole new house, a whole new life, because they wanted to totally ignore that they ever had another daughter. That's
Right.
so incredibly horrible.
Right, because that means no one is allowed to grieve.
That's not the Mexican way.
No, not at all.
And we would not yell at our grandmas.
You think we would yell at our grandmas to take some picture down? Oh man, no way in hell. Oh boy, you'd be in so much trouble. Let it out. Let those emotions out, you know?
Don't ignore your grief.
Talk about it, feel it, know it. Yeah, so okay, so we figure that out.
So we figure out that the daughter has passed.
So it's a little boy's sister who was older, not that much older. And then we have little Mary.
This is the focal point of the movie. After everyone's already moved in, it's like everything's hunky-dory, everything's really nice. It's a nice suburban family, middle-class family moving into a nice, beautiful suburban. Then it goes all Amityville horror on you.
Yes.
And the little girl's walking by her window and she sees something. We don't see anything, but then this ominous music plays and she's looking up at the window.
What are you looking at? Come
And
on.
then I was expecting to see Jody the pig for sure.
Some things we're going to see something, but no, it's just complete darkness. But we know there's something going on with her.
That's the first shot of Mary. So we know that there's something weird or supernatural.
Right. Something ghostly, a ghostly presence, a spirit. Could it be part of the house? You know, we don't know. And then it's the first night.
First night in the house. Valerie Harper. What is Valerie Harper's name in this? What is the mom's name in this? Did they ever say? I don't remember ever hearing the mom's name.
I think that the husband's Philip. I don't know.
I don't remember if they ever say her name. Anyway, so mom, Valerie, goes to the grandmother's room that night. We know the grandmother has a smoking issue.
Well, she constantly has a cigarette in her face.
Constantly has a cigarette in her mouth. And
Yeah.
when she's in bed, and she doesn't have a cigarette in her mouth.
No, she's sucking on her
Sucking on her
fingers,
fingers, which is kind of weird.
I know.
She's sucking on her
Mhm.
fingers. And then Valerie Harper goes in and scolds her for smoking in bed, even though doesn't even have a cigarette, and then takes her ciggies away.
Mom, I have asked you 100 times, please do not smoke in bed. Besides, the doctor says you have to give up smoking.
I did. They cost $1 a pack. I'm not made of money, you know.
And Ruth Gordon is just like, I'll have none of that. It's like, you can't tell me not to smoke. And she grabs her other pack out of the drawer and then
Right.
pops
That's
one
just
in her
hidden
mouth again.
away. Right.
But she
I know.
totally scolds her for smoking. And she's not even smoking.
No.
Be respectful to your mother, dang you. And then so she's smoking in bed, and then little boy is playing with a Bunsen burner.
Right. So we see all this fire and we're like, okay, yeah, we get it. Something's going to happen with fire.
Someone or something is going to burn. Also, Mary, the little girl, before she goes to bed that night,
Right.
she has a vision of this giant exploding
Yeah.
fireball. So fire is
Yes.
predominantly on everybody's mind that night.
Right. And so, of course, what happens? The girl wakes up screaming.
And her bed is on fire.
So we're like, okay, did Granny light her up?
Oh, so Granny
her
hates
brother
her. Her
light her
brother
up?
hates her. Maybe they worked together.
They're just tired of her.
They're just tired of her, so the granny and the brother went and torched her bed when she was sleeping.
Yeah.
One of them may have done it. Who knows?
Yeah. So we're suspicious. We're thinking,
Someone doesn't like this kid.
yeah, someone's doing something here to this kid. So the dad comes in, the mom, they save her, they remove her from the room and put the flames out.
Are you all right? Is she burned?
No, she's not, honey.
Are you okay, Mary?
She's just scared to death.
All right, this is all I need, really.
Honey.
Kids shouldn't be smoking in bed.
And so now she has to sleep in the room with her brother, and he hates that. He can't stand her and doesn't want her in the room.
I knew it. Well, I know one thing. She's not allowed to touch any of my stuff.
Why do they have bunk beds in the boys' room
Right.
if he's just sleeping there alone?
Right.
Obviously, they're planning on someone else sleeping with him. The ghost of their daughter.
Right,
That
right.
is how they remember her. Oh, we didn't say though, before the little girl goes to sleep, there's this total dolls moment.
But that never ever came up again.
But it's like an Annabelle moment where the doll looks like it's starting to dance like a little
Right.
jig.
And its head is moving around like The Exorcist.
It looks like they're going to have a little doll party in there, you know.
Oh,
it looks like
the
they're going to
doll
have a
was
good
winking.
time.
That's telling us a little something.
There's going to be a dancing doll party. Because one of the dolls just topples over because it looks like it was trying to do
It's
the
like, woo-hoo.
twist.
Oh,
No, it broke a hip.
oh, that hurt. So yeah, so all this stuff's going on.
That's when the kid goes to sleep and then her bed is on fire. You can assume that it's either Granny, it's the boy, them in cahoots, or the dolls somehow did
The
it.
spirit in the dolls, right?
Set her on fire. So you have all of these different things kind of playing in at the same time.
And this is kind of like a recurring thing, trying to figure out how things are happening, who's doing what. I'm trying to think from an 80s kid point of view watching it if I would have been scared.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't know.
You know, the scariest part is when the parents, before they run to the little girl's bedroom, is when Dennis Weaver's measuring something in bed.
he's got
He's got a
he's got a
measuring stick.
ruler. He's got his measuring
He's got his
stick.
ruler, his measuring stick. He's measuring something in bed that doesn't measure up.
Please believe in yourself 1/10 as much as I believe in you.
It just doesn't measure up.
And Valerie Harper is highly, highly disappointed at night.
She's kissing him, and they're getting a little randy, and that's when all the screaming and all that stuff.
That's when the
happens, so.
screaming happens.
And
it wasn't in the bedroom.
No, it was not.
The screaming. It's not in the bedroom.
The bed was on fire, and they were screaming and
but
yelling.
that was the little girl's room.
But that was the little girl's room. So now we know he doesn't measure up. So that's it.
Oh man.
Oh, they're so dysfunctional.
They're so dysfunctional.
So we get the sense now too that the girl is either playing games and pretending to hear and see things, or maybe she really is. We don't know.
Or she's crazy. We don't know if this is like a ghost thing or if this is like a crazy thing.
Or she's, playing it for attention.
We got a lot of movies going on here. It's a lot of previous other movie themes happening.
Bits and pieces.
We got The Bad Seed. We've got Amityville Horror. We've got It. We've got Annabelle. We got it all.
Yeah, we've got all of it.
But at this moment, these are kind of the best parts of the movie. Was up until halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of like all over the place and you have no idea where it's going.
Right.
Is this a ghost story? Is this a story about a sociopath?
A psychotic kid?
Is it about other people that are crazy and you just don't know it? Or is this just basically a dysfunctional family story? We don't know yet. And they really keep you in suspense.
So the boy, because I think he believes that that his sister's purposely causing problems, and he wants to get back at her.
Because she has to stay in his room. So the little girl is staying in his room and she's having these weird nightmares where
She hears her name.
and she's screaming and flailing around now in the top bunk of the extra bunk bed. And he gets up and he's like getting freaked out because she's having this weird seizure-y nightmare thing.
Yeah.
And she whacks him super hard in the face.
So he's just like, he tells the parents, but you can see he's just like, she's messing with me. She's purposely doing this. I'm gonna get her back.
I swear, she was yelling and she hit me.
Were you teasing her?
No.
Shh. She's asleep, Kevin. Now back into bed.
But she was...
No.
Phil.
There is no buts about it, buddy boy. Back in that bed and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Once the parents come in, they think he's crazy because she's totally calm now. She's not moving and she's fast asleep.
We see this happen like a few times.
And so he just thinks that she's just messing with him.
Right. And so then he decides to mess with her.
He's going to get her back.
So you got a lot of that sibling rivalry going on.
Insecurity, sibling rivalry.
And so, he plays tricks on her.
He comes up with a diabolical scheme. Well, I don't know how diabolical
I know.
it is, but
It's just kind of a bratty
he comes up
scheme.
with a scheme. With his new high-tech cassette recorder.
Smashing leaves under his feet.
And we think he's peeing. He looks like he's like trying to like monster walk,
the way
I guess.
he's walking through
but he's walking through the leaves and stuff, like he's squatting a little bit. We're like, is he peeing right now?
What
We
is he
can't really tell.
doing?
What's he doing?
And then he makes noises into the microphone.
Like heavy breathing. Is he a flasher or a peeping
What's
Tom
wrong
or
But then we
what is he
find
doing?
out that he's just recording himself making all these noises to scare his sister. So when he does play it in the room,
It works.
and she gets scared and she screams, and he quickly hides the recorder and everything so the parents don't know.
Nothing really happens with that. She gets up, wakes the parents, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
no,
and the
nothing's
parents are
going
getting
on."
aggravated from all this. Like, you guys got to cut the crap. You know, at this point, we see the parents later on talking and discussing everything that's been going on in the house. And we find out that the husband, Philip, has a new job and that he's told them all about,
Quote, what happened?
you know, the incident.
Right.
Yeah. And that he's doing well now
Mhm.
and he's going to make this thing work. And they're starting anew. And the mother, in the meantime, says, you know, I think that Mary has some real issues here, and that maybe she should see a therapist. And he's like, no, 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 we can't do that. I don't want to jeopardize my job.
I mean, I'm talking about going once or twice. A lot of people go to
Well,
psychiatrists
Laura,
and psychiatrists.
a lot of people
psychologists.
are
It's
not
common.
who we're talking about. We're talking about our family. Now, these people that hired me, that's a very special situation. Believe me, it is. They know what happened when Jennifer died. I told them all about it.
I don't want anybody to know.
I know. We don't want anybody to see our dirty laundry, basically. He just wants to keep everything hush hush and not
Yeah.
say anything. That's typical
Yeah.
of a dysfunctional family where you
Right.
have to hide everything that's really going on.
Put a smile on your face when you see people. So it's all so
The
dysfunctional.
dysfunction runs so deep.
And so we get the idea that he is an alcoholic
We know there was an accident.
and that that's how the daughter
You
died.
could probably kind of assume what was going on, but we
Yeah.
don't get confirmation until Valerie goes in to talk to her mother. Ruth Gordon is looking at her pictures and talking about how much she misses
Yeah.
her granddaughter, and that's when they have a discussion where you find out that Dennis Weaver was drinking and driving.
Mama,
If you love somebody, you don't pretend they never existed.
no one is pretending she never existed, but she's dead.
I suppose when I'm dead and gone, you'll shut my picture up somewhere. Pretend you never had a mother.
That is so ridiculous. Don't say that.
So we know there was an accident and she died. We don't know like the whole circumstances, who was with them or anything
Or how it
about
happened
that.
exactly.
No, we just know that the daughter died and that he was drinking, and we feel that, you know, he was responsible for it. And so that's why they're trying to put everything away, I guess, to keep him from having to really face what happened.
Exactly. So the father doesn't have to deal with his own guilt. And that's when everything goes into the dumper.
No.
He should have gotten therapy a long time ago.
So, you know, all this is happening, and in the meantime, Mary, their daughter, she's just getting worse. Now she is actually seeing visions of her sister.
Yeah, one night she's having another tantrum again. She's like
Yeah,
hearing
another
voices,
episode.
hearing things. She's having an episode. And the little brother gets out of bed again, but this time he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell my parents anything about this." But then the grandmother comes and sees him up the stairs and basically goads him into telling the parents.
Sneaking around, spying again, sonny boy?
Mary's acting weird.
Why don't you tell your mother? Well, you were gonna tell on me. Why don't you tell on Mary?
I'm going to.
You're going to tell on me and you're not going to tell on your sister. And she was kind of mad at
Yeah.
him because, you know, he's always narking on her. Mary goes under her bed, and that's the first time her sister pops up.
Mary? Go ahead. Kill me. Kill me.
We finally see the sister.
And she has the creepiest smile. And she's wearing one of the dresses that she was wearing in one of Grandma's old
Right,
pictures.
right.
It's so
And she
creepy.
winks at her sister.
Creeporama.
Yeah.
Still, you're thinking, is either she's crazy,
Is she really seeing the spirit of her sister, or is she making it up in her
is this a
mind?
demon?
It's like Amityville that's
Yeah.
pretending to be her sister.
You don't know.
I mean, we're going through all of this.
And you can. So we don't know yet, but she does see
Right.
her. And then they go to commercial break. And then
Yeah.
it's like this
yeah.
weird dark commercial break, and then it's a total 180.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden
Right.
it's not nighttime and you see the little girl, which is this is creepy in its own way. It looks like a little pastoral scene, almost like a garden, and it's bright and sunny, and she's wearing this little yellow dress full. It looks like something from the turn of the century, like a
Oh,
little
it's
girl from the
gorgeous.
1800s would wear.
Gorgeous. And she's got this little crown of daisies.
It just totally turns weird.
She's kind of skipping around. Now's the happiness potion. She's just happy. Woo, 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 woo.
This part scared me more than any of the rest of the movie.
Yeah, because it's like,
It's totally creepy, like out of place. Like you feel like you're in a different dimension.
right. So that's why we're thinking, oh, she's dreaming.
Or she's on mushrooms. She's been foraging mushrooms.
She's been chewing on the mushrooms in the yard.
She's been foraging those mushrooms again. Oh my gosh. And she's totally having a psych out.
That kind of gives you a hint. Like, okay.
It's a little creepy.
So at this point, her sister, Jennifer, has like a stronger appearance and stronger voice now.
Oh yeah. She's coming to play.
She is talking. She wants to play games with her. Yeah. So you're thinking, okay, well, what's going on here? Now she's comfortable with her. She's no longer frightened.
And now she's full on 100% all in.
Jennifer, is it? I'll never leave you again. Promise? Promise.
She is immersed in it, and she's willing to do whatever her sister asks. And her sister-
100%.
Her sister's like, you know what? Let's keep this between us because you don't want to seem like you're a little crazy.
Right, right. Don't tell anybody. They're going to think you're totally, completely Looney Tunes. Let's
But
play.
you have to help me. How? They don't want me to be here. They don't miss me like you do. They don't care. But they loved you. Not real love. Not like you do. And I always loved you the most. I always hated that. And they said we were in our own little world.
I'm going to talk to myself and pretend I'm holding hands. No one's going to notice.
No one's going to notice anything. Well, they do notice. They do notice. And they know that.
Well, they know
But-
she needs help.
And they know that she believes that she saw her sister at least once when, she screamed about it. But now she's not saying anything. But so the mom knows there's something going on there and wants her to go to therapy. And the father
Something's
doesn't
wrong.
because, they don't want any of that. They don't want to open up about anything.
Philip, Mary is convinced that Jennifer is alive.
Convinced? No. She's not convinced. She misses her sister, that's all. They were close in age, and so she had some kind of a flashback or something. There's nothing to worry about.
She hasn't slept 2 hours since we moved into this house, Phil.
Well,
I think her health is in some danger.
Now that she's talking to her sister, she wants to play more games, like kill our
Right.
brother.
Like, let's, like, who's annoying me that needs to go?
They'll try and catch you talking to me. They don't spy on me. They don't have to. You mean Kevin? And he tells. He teases and snoops and spies and tells. He always tells. We've got to take care of Kevin.
Exactly. That needs to be taken care of, in her words.
Exactly.
We need to take care of Kevin. He's a narc.
Right. But first, she wants to take care of Grandma.
She was going to take care of Kevin because Kevin's a little narc.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, they didn't really get to him.
No,
So
they
they
switched
decided to kill the grandma instead.
Right, right.
She knows. But how? The pictures in her room. She knows I'm here. She'll wreck everything. But how can she wreck everything? Mary, you do love me, don't you? Yes?
It's like, grandma knows too much. I was really bummed when they started to go after grandma because
I know.
grandma's,
She was the best part of the film.
and she
I
wasn't
didn't-
really bugging anybody. I think she would have just been like, you're talking to your sister? Big deal. She wouldn't have cared. Tell her I said hi and I love her.
Here, I've always loved her more than you. Give her the cigarette, would you?
Give her some ciggies. Send her my love.
Send her my love. Loves and kisses.
None for you, but
None
for
for you,
her,
my
I have
dear.
some kisses.
Yeah, so she decides that they're going to get rid of Grandma.
And they devise the most ingenious way to kill grandma.
Yes. Now, her lovely annoying narc brother Kevin has this really cute iguana.
Adorable pet iguana.
Really cute iguana.
Later, we find out its name is Ed.
Ed the iguana.
Eddie the
We love
iguana.
Ed.
He's so cute.
So we know that something's going to happen to Grandma, but we don't know how or who or whatever. And so it's nighttime, and suddenly we see our lovely iguana
Floating.
seemingly floating down the hallway and through the house to Grandma's room.
It's so cute, and his little dangly hands are this like, and you can tell someone's holding him from the back. I never tell you if it's the girl or the sister, or it's just
Because
flying on its own. Or
right, it's almost like, are we supposed to believe that the spirit is holding up this iguana and moving it into the room? Or are we to believe that it was a person doing that? So that's why they kind of cut it off. And that's why he looks like he's floaty, although his little legs aren't moving.
I like
legs-
imagining that the iguana decided to kill her on his own.
That would have been great. Just killer iguana movie.
The iguana is like, he has special powers and he can fly.
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
And I will kiss you with my salmonella kisses. That would have been a better way to kill her, with salmonella.
We were kind of thinking that might happen. We were
She's just
thinking
gonna get a rash and die.
maybe they're gonna maybe somehow Ed the iguana was gonna be by her face and like lick her on the mouth and give her
And then
salmonella.
she'll slowly die from
and she'll slowly
salmonella.
die. But that did not happen.
That did not
And
happen.
No, because we knew that he wasn't gonna bite her or anything. That's just
No.
ridiculous. He's an iguana.
It's an iguana. It was just looking for warmth.
Yeah. So anyway, the spirit, ghost, human, whatever, puts the iguana under the blankets in Grandma's bed to warm her up, to keep her toasty.
To keep her toasty. It just wanted to snuggle.
Yeah, it's a
The
snuggly
poor little
iguana.
snuggly iguana.
Yeah, and they're in California, so people have pets and they love.
And I
them,
thought she was
they
just
hug
gonna
them.
roll over and be like, "Oh, so sweet. You didn't
Oh,
want me to
Ed,
be
what
alone.
are you doing here? Oh, I got a little
Eddie.
cricket for you.
Give me a kiss.
I've
got some cigarettes for you." It would have
But
been great to
no.
see the iguana with a cigarette.
I know, wouldn't that be cute? But it's kind of ridiculous, but it's to scare her.
It's supposed to scare
It's
her to
supposed to
death.
scare her to death.
Now
Yeah.
she knows that Kevin has an iguana.
What's the
Come
problem?
on. Nothing scares her. Tough as nails.
Tough lady like that is going to be scared by a goddamn iguana? Hell
Ruth,
no.
Ruth Gordon, just out of prison. She's seen worse things than that.
She
Worse things
has.
than that have crawled into bed with her in prison.
Yeah, no kidding. She's tamed orangutans.
Exactly. A stupid
know?
a little fluffy
iguana
little iguana's not gonna do
Compared to
nothing.
orangutan? Come on.
Come on.
So anyway, the iguana's in the bed and she screams and is scared.
and
and
apparently
freaks
it
out.
scares her to death.
So much so that she has a heart attack and dies.
Yeah, they could not revive her.
Death by scary iguana.
Because of the incompetence of
Aw.
paramedics. Instead of trying to revive her in the bed, first put her in a gurney,
Take her out.
take her outside,
She's outside with everybody watching.
out in the freezing instead of, don't bring her into the truck yet. Now revive
God.
her.
With everybody around crying. Ah, Grandma. It's so
Bring in the
sad.
paddles.
Set her down. Set her down. She's arrested.
What? She's having another? Mama!
Take it easy. Take it easy, lady.
Ay, ay, ay.
So now we know, okay, it's probably Mary.
Now we're going full on. This has got to be bad seedish. She's just a sociopath.
Right. We're thinking Mary is just like over the top, crazy, and
with multiple personality disorder.
right. We were thinking that too. Like maybe she has, different personalities. So we're going with all these different theories.
Eve Black and Eve White.
Right. And then we're seeing too that the dad is drinking a lot more.
The dad is a full-on alcoholic.
Drinking all the time, drinking tons of martinis.
And we know that he's the full-on drunk because before Ruth Gordon dies, killed by an iguana.
Death by iguana.
That's by iguana. Before that happens, her and Dennis Weaver are having a little tiff about his drinking because he's day drinking his martinis and she's questioning him and he gets mad at
Right.
her.
How many have you had today?
You want a martini or not?
How many of those have you had?
What are you trying to tell me, Bernice? You trying to tell me something?
How many have you had this afternoon? So now it all comes out
Yeah.
that he is responsible for his daughter's death because he was drunk.
He was totally sloshed.
But he also blames her. And he said, well, yeah, I may have been, but that evening before I left, you kept giving me more drinks and saying, just one more, one for the road, one for the road. Remember that? One for the road.
And she can't take that anymore.
She feels responsible in a way.
Where you going, Bernice? Come on, Bernice. Don't be a party pooper. Just one more. Why don't you have one for the road? Huh?
She's the only one that has any sense of remorse and grieving.
You see her crying, you know that she feels that. And, the husband
He's just covering all of his emotions and his guilt up with alcohol.
We know the story now about what happened to the girl. Now, Jennifer,
The ghost of Jennifer.
the ghost of Jennifer, is continuing to encourage our little psychopath, Mary, to kill.
Okay, now it's time to get rid of
Kevin, the brother, because he's an annoying piece of shit.
He's a little punk, though.
He is. So the one thing that starts to kind of tie things together is actually the therapist. So the parents finally do get a therapist for the girl, even though the father was against it. And the therapist, is asking her all these questions, and her responses are that of someone who's much older.
It's very strange. We get the Three Faces of Eve vibe. Like this is another person that's a different personality that's talking.
Yeah, and the way she goes back and forth with the therapist, she's trying to show him that she knows where he's going with his questions.
Like she's outsmarting him.
Which she isn't, but that's how she's playing. She's a smart ass for sure. So, so now we're getting the idea, well, if she acts this way, maybe it is part of her personality.
She has no remorse.
Is this supposed to make me feel some way or something?
What?
What you're doing, is this a kind of psychology?
She's not really sad that her grandmother died. And the way she's speaking to him and her tone is that of someone who's older.
Much older.
And uncharacteristically bitchy. And not like Mary at all.
No, not at all.
When she's at home, she's like an insecure,
frightened little girl, kind of lonely, and you almost get that feeling that she's rejected,
misunderstood. And she really is. She's a misunderstood middle child. But this girl who's talking to the doctor is an arrogant, manipulative smartass.
So when she's talking to the therapist like this, we're thinking, okay,
there's something going on.
There's something going on here for sure. And then she brings up her brother and that he's a jerk and,
And all little boys are jerks.
Right.
Her words, not mine.
Mm-hmm. Kind of covering that up.
And then the doctor agrees with her.
How about your brother?
Kevin?
Tell me, how do you get along together?
Okay, most of the time. Sometimes not. That's when he's being a jerk.
What does that mean, being a jerk?
You know, he's a boy. He's 9. So sometimes he's a jerk.
Yeah, well, that's logical. I guess that would qualify almost anyone for jerkhood.
And the doctor's a little bit of a weirdo. He's got all of these old-timey tin banks that he collects.
Like those cast metal banks.
To entertain the children.
Yeah.
But they look weird. Like one of them looks like a baseball player hitting the head off of another baseball player.
Yeah.
The other one's a little monkey jockey falling off of a bull.
And a Sweeney Todd.
Slitting someone's throat. And this is supposed to be soothing for the children?
It's supposed to make you feel at ease.
I don't know.
One of them looked like a leprechaun or a gnome with a monkey face.
Yeah, that was really odd looking.
Very odd little banks.
Yeah.
So he's a little odd man himself.
Mm-hmm. But I guess that's his way of breaking the ice with kids. So, okay.
Creepy.
So now we get on to the Kevin. She's talked about him. She doesn't like him. Her sister's like, you know what? He's going to cause some problems. He's going to tell mom all about our relationship. And then you are going to be in the frickin' nut house. So she's really scaring Mary, saying you will, in fact, be locked away if they find out. And Kevin's going to be the one that's going to tell. So we need to do something about Kevin.
The ghost sister starts turning into Al Capone. She starts talking like a mobster now. Someone needs to take care of Kevin.
You understand what I'm saying about Kevin, right?
We need to take care of Kevin.
Now we've got to worry about Kevin.
You know what? Get the frisbee. Get the frisbee. You get the Kevin, okay? Okay, get the frisbee. So the kids are playing frisbee, Mary and
Yay.
Kevin, and he's teaching her how to play disc golf.
He's teaching her how to
and
play disc golf. Rattle those chains.
and she is so smart. She knows how Kevin is. She knows his personality. You
Mhm.
tell him not to do something, he's gonna do
He's
it.
gonna do it automatically.
She knows
So
Kevin.
she manipulates the whole thing.
Totally a manipulative little brat.
Well, the kid is a great disc golfer because she gets that frisbee and she throws it on
Flings
top
it
of the roof exactly where she wants
way
it.
up on the roof. See, she should be in disc
Because she's
golf.
brilliant.
She's probably played disc golf quite a bit.
That's good aim.
She's pretending she doesn't know anything about disc golf. That's why she was running around a little field there. It's probably where the disc golf is.
No, she's practicing her putting.
So
Oh,
yeah, she flings
gosh.
it up onto the roof and she says, "We have to wait for Dad to get home to get an afternoon." And he's like, "No, I'm not waiting for Dad. You can't go up on the roof."
I'll go up anytime I want to. You're not the boss of me.
Now we can't play. Dad'll get it when he gets home from work. But that'll be hours from now. Well, you can't go up there. You're not allowed. Oh, yeah? Who's gonna stop me?
I'll do what I want. You're gonna get in trouble. I don't care. So of course he climbs up on the roof, and of course this takes too long too.
I know this scene takes so long.
It's like, all right, we know you're gonna fall off the damn roof.
I feel like the roof was 2 miles long after that.
I know.
They kept showing him walking on the roof forever, and he just almost slips.
Slightly slipping, but not.
Almost slips again. And this scene just keeps going on and on. Come on already. And not only does he get all the way to one side of it, he actually gets the frisbee and then walks back again. We have
Right.
to watch him
you
walk
know,
back
We're
again.
like, okay, he's all done. That's fine. Okay, great. Yeah. Meantime, Mom's in the kitchen trying to figure out how to open up a can of tuna.
Tuna cutting herself
Cutting her fingers
on
off.
the fancy new gadget of the electric can opener. And then she's taking a ginormous watermelon out of the fridge.
This is the best part. Because who the hell eats tuna and watermelon?
No, that's a
Who
horrible
eats
combination.
That is not a combination.
That is a terrible
It is
combination.
a terrible combination.
Oh, just thinking about it's making me gag.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, as soon as you see the watermelon,
Making that tuna watermelon salad again.
tuna watermelon jello mold.
Oh,
She's
God.
making tuna watermelon jello. Oh
Oh,
God.
it's a casserole. Oh, my
Okay, so
God.
being a product of the 80s, seeing that huge watermelon she's carrying, you
I
automatically
know.
think of Gallagher.
I know. Gallagher moment is
Is
coming.
about to happen. That watermelon is going to hit the ground just as sure as Kevin is.
I know.
We're calling
We're
it.
just waiting, waiting, twiddling our thumbs until.
But this is the interesting part. So she doesn't push him off of there. She doesn't poke him or whatever.
No, with a
You see,
broomstick.
which we were hoping. He looks into one of the windows
And screams.
screams like he is absolutely terrified.
And that's how he falls off the roof. And this is what makes me think that it's not Mary. If it was Mary, he wouldn't have screamed. He'd be like, "Bitch!"
No, he would have given her the finger. He would have been dancing.
And he would have done something. Because he didn't do that,
And because he actually was terrified.
it had to have been something other than Mary.
Right, something scary.
And Mary's not scary. She's just a depressive, sad sack. He just thinks she's a bee.
Say it. She's a bitch.
No. I'm not cursing for the new year. That's
Put the
going to last
coin-
for 2
Put
seconds.
the coin in the curse jar. I say, screw that. So yeah,
Oh,
so
gosh.
little Kevin falls. Boom, watermelon falls. Boom. A split second later, they're at the
There's
funeral.
a funeral and there's a coffin.
And a little casket going beep, 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 beep,
Oh,
down
and then
into
it
the hole.
falls halfway because he doesn't know how to crank it down.
Whoever humbles himself like this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
They got the
It's
worst
so
funeral director.
Terrible.
He doesn't know how to
And then
release
it's
it.
weird. Like behind Mary, you see these blurry figures walking around.
I know. It's like, are they spirits? Is it? What
Never
is
really
it?
say anything about it. I don't know if it was just bad camera work or
Well,
it was
yeah,
meant
because
to
it was
be something.
well, because it's blurry, but it's kind of moving side to side, but you're not sure because it's so unfocused. You know what it reminded me of?
Hmm.
You know, in The Wizard of Oz, how they said that there is person that hanged themselves from one of the trees in the background of one of the scenes. That's like been a big theory for so long. But you know what? It wasn't even true. It was actually one of the birds, one of those big, huge birds. But because it was so blurred and in the background by the trees,
It looked like a hanging person.
it kind of looked like a hanging person. So that's that's kind of what it looked
Kind of
like.
what
I'm
it
like,
looked like.
what's
It's
going on
true.
over here? Is
It was
it a
just
big
weird.
bird? Is it a hanging person? Is it a
That's what I'm
spirit?
saying. I don't know if it was intentional to give you that impression or if it
Or
was,
if it's just bad
who
filming like the
knows?
Wizard of Oz
It
background.
might have just been a bad, blurred out background. And we were watching it on YouTube. Obviously, someone taped this off TV onto a VHS cassette tape and then transferred it again. So it's like 500 generations later.
So you know what? It could have been Jennifer with her face right there waving,
been.
and we wouldn't know.
We know. But it gives this ominous connotation when you see it now.
Yes,
I
I'll
don't
take
know.
that. I'll take that. So, so anyway, so we realize he's dead. Everybody's sad. Bye-bye, Kevin.
Valerie Harper's just having a meltdown now.
She's totally having a
With
meltdown.
good reason. I mean, come on, everyone should really be having a meltdown. That's 2 children gone and a mother.
Yeah, within a year.
And within a year, everybody should be insane right now. Oh, the only one
Yeah.
having any kind of emotion is Valerie Harper.
You are drinking too much, Philip.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm not a rock. I cannot handle every detail.
Oh, wait a minute. What details are you talking about?
Everything!
Well, I'm asking.
All of it, Philip! The funeral details. Packing up all...
Now hold it. Now wait a minute.
Taking the
hold
boat
it.
with goodwill.
Now just a minute. You hold it right there. I wanted to make that call, if you will remember.
Did you?
No, because you wouldn't let me.
If I don't do it, it doesn't get done!
Oh my God, I love Valerie Harper.
She's an actress. She's got it. Yeah. So now she's really flipping out, and her husband's drunk.
So drunk.
So drunk. So she's had it. She's like, I'm done. I've had to do everything for this family. And he's like, what?
He is so whiny.
He is such a whiny little brat. And you know what? He needs to shape up. He needs to be responsible for something.
He needs to measure up.
And he can't. He's walking around with that damn little ruler.
And he does not measure up.
Doesn't measure up in any way, any fashion. Whether it's in the bedroom, whether it's
especially in the bedroom,
in the boardroom, whether it's in his home. Yeah. So he's whining, and then she just breaks.
She's like, I can't do this anymore.
She's screaming and crying. So finally, he has some sort of feeling within his heart and says, you know what? It's going to be okay. Let's move.
I'll take care of it.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I will do it. I will do it right now.
I'll finally do something. I won't be a useless alcoholic anymore. I'll be a semi-functional
Right.
alcoholic.
I'll be an alcoholic, but we'll be in a smaller home.
And Mary's listening in on all of this.
Right. And my first thought is, yeah, they're going to move and they're going to leave Mary there.
Mary knows. We all know where this is going.
Because they don't even acknowledge her. It's like she's invisible.
They preferred her imaginary friends.
The only thing they acknowledge about her is that she's wacko.
Hey, everybody. Here's my sister, the new Jan Brady. Hi there.
The new Jan Brady. This is all about middle child syndrome. She just feels so worthless and unloved and unwanted. And honestly, I think she really was.
She was.
Nobody liked her.
Nobody was interested in her.
Nobody loved her. Nobody gave her kisses at night.
No. The only one that, well, no one did.
Not even her made-up imaginary sister.
No.
Nobody liked her. Even Ed the iguana didn't really care for her that much.
The iguana. It's just awful.
And could only tolerate so much.
So at this point, we're just kind of like just done with these parents too. We're like, wow, really?
You know, Mary's standing outside the door thinking, you have a daughter, and what am I, a chopped liver?
Right.
You're all abandoning me, so time's up, bitches. You all have to go.
It's so sad. So now we know that the daughter's feeling like, forget this. And she speaks to Jennifer.
Jennifer's like, they think you're nuts.
You heard mom and dad, right? They're going to move to a smaller place, but they're not taking you. They're going to send you to the loony bin.
I do want us to be together. Well, it doesn't look too good right now. They're selling the house. Good. It's depressing here. If you think it's depressing here, wait till you see where they send you when they move. What do you mean? You don't think they're taking you with them, do you? Why do you think they're moving to a smaller house? Because you're not going to be with them. You're going to be put in a nut house. That's one place I'm not going to.
And guess what? I'm not going with you to the nut farm because I am not made for places like that. I need to be in a nice house with good food. I cannot be in a nut house with you.
No, that's not for me. I need fresh victims.
Exactly. So we get Papa.
Daddy's got to go.
Daddy's taking a nice bath.
Drinking his pitcher of martinis.
It's beautiful. He's got this little stand.
Got his little bath table for his pitcher of martinis.
And he's got the radio. He's listening to the ball game. And his daughter Mary, she's talking to him. She's blow drying her hair. And this scene takes forever.
The girl is drying her hair in the bathroom with Daddy for so long. Just throw the hairdryer in the tub already.
The radio, hairdryer, something. Let's just do this.
They tease this scene out forever.
Hey! Hey, honey! I can't hear the radio with the hairdryer on. Would you just bring it over here, please? Thank you. Just set it right there. That's fine.
She leaves the bathroom. Daddy's still intact, but he requests that she leaves the radio precariously placed on the edge of the tub.
Yes, because that's what he wanted.
Because he's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
I mean, nobody killed him. He is a drunken fool that electrocuted himself.
He's stupid.
Who wanted the radio right next to the bathtub.
That's what he said. Put it right here. Put it in the bathtub.
She didn't do it.
Yeah, so we get the little play of, hairdryer, radio, hairdryer,
Total tease.
radio. We get to see it over and over again.
Oh, Daddy!
So meantime, Mama comes home with a beautiful pizza.
Watermelon tuna pizza.
Yeah, it's interesting how they equate food with death in this.
I know, it's great if you're trying to lose weight.
We'll get there. This is a good one. So the pizza's there, and Mom has a pizza cutter. She's cutting the pizza.
Because they don't cut it for you. In the 80s, they didn't cut your pizza for you.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I don't remember that part either.
So Mom is cutting the pizza, and the lights go out.
And I don't know if you noticed, that cable was like at its point. There's no way if that radio fell into the tub that it wasn't unsocketed. It would have unplugged in a second.
Yeah, I noticed
Come on,
that too.
people. Figure it out.
Longer cord.
It would have unplugged. They're stupid.
They are. So then we get so we never get to see the dad actually fry.
No. But then Valerie Harper tries to put on the lights again, and it's like, no, it didn't work. Do it again.
And I'm thinking, any chance of the dad's alive? He's not
like
anymore.
It's done now.
Is anybody using too much electricity in the house?
It's like she had to do it one more time, make it a little crispy, another time make it extra crispy. It's like, oh my God.
He's a crackling now.
Yeah. So the daughter's like, can I cut the pizza? And she's like, okay.
I'm going to go check on your father.
I'm going to tell him pizza's here. And so the daughter's like cutting the pizza. But the crazy thing is Mary starts to go nuts.
She goes absolutely berserk on the pizza.
With this freaking pizza. She is slice. She's jamming the pizza cutter and back and forth and smushing it up. And
it's completely mangled.
Like, what the hell, girl? Then you hear the mother screaming.
Because she sees her Kentucky Fried husband. Then they have this spectacular traveling pizza cutter scene. It's awesome.
Doing its thing. So I guess we're supposed to assume that a spirit is taking the pizza cutter around like the spirit was carrying the iguana.
You're not supposed to know it's Mary. Just like the iguana, you only have a shot of the hand with the pizza cutter rolling up against the walls and up the banister. You just see the cheesy pizza cutter.
It's literally like slowly making its way up the rail.
The slowest scene in the world.
And the mom's trying to call 911. And then you see the little pizza cutters cutting. It's actually cutting into the wall. And then it cuts into the cord.
Hello! Police! Police, thank God. Come right away. Help me.
Yeah, what's the address?
13666 Mr. Christian. Hello? Hello?
And mom is horrified. It's a classic horror movie scene with mom running away, terrified from pizza cutter girl.
And so then the mother is like, oh my God. And she's yelling. And the daughter's like, hi, mommy, what's wrong?
And she's just innocently holding the pizza cutter.
And the mother is like, oh my God, my daughter's a fucking killer.
That's the first assumption. My daughter's insane and she's trying to kill me.
So then she's like closes the door on the daughter, and then the pizza cutter is like going through the door.
It's like really jammed through the door. It's like The
Jammed.
Shining. Pizza cutter jam.
So it's like, okay, so she closed the door on her daughter. Now she's safe and she's about to go down the stairs, but the daughter comes around the corner from the inside of the room.
She's walking so slow.
Mommy, I'm hungry. But I cut it just like you said. Big pieces for Daddy, little pieces for you and me.
Mommy, I'm hungry. And Valerie Hopper's like, no. And she just like falls down like three
Flings
flights of
herself.
stairs.
Flings herself down the stairs.
Way to go.
And the little
Way
girl's
to
just standing there
go.
with the pizza cutter.
It's like she didn't have to do anything. She just has to stand there and scare her with a pizza cutter and she'll fall down the stairs anyway.
Oh man, I want pizza tonight.
And she's still alive.
That's the sad part. Because you're like, okay, she's dead. No, she's not. Now she's like trying to get up and she's like, oh.
She sprained her ankle a little. She didn't even break any bones. That had to have been like
Oh,
2
God.
stories at least
Oh God, yeah.
of a spiral staircase.
boom, 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 boom.
I'm okay.
She gets up, you know. I'm
Let's have some pizza.
And so the next thing you know, you see the hospital, the sign from the hospital, community hospital, and Mama's there and her arm is all bandaged up and her leg. And the psychotherapist is there and he's talking to her and she's saying, hey, my daughter's killing everyone in the family. She's the one that did this. She's a murderer.
It doesn't matter what I believe about Mary, except that she is definitely mentally disturbed. She's being diagnosed by Dr. Robin Samuel, one of the best in the country. As a matter of fact, Dr. Samuel is with her now.
What's wrong, Doctor? What is wrong with her?
And the doctor's saying, well, you know, we're going to have her diagnosed and this and that.
I had to hand her over to a psychiatrist because I can't handle this kind of insanity.
Now at this point, we're thinking,
Is the doctor placating her or does he actually think she's the crazy one?
is she actually the person who's doing all? Is she the one that did
Does she
this?
have a daughter? Maybe Mary doesn't exist. Maybe she's just a figment of her imagination. Maybe
Exactly.
she killed her whole family and she
Right.
made up Mary.
Because she has anger over her husband murdering her daughter. We
She's
don't know.
resentful, she's hostile. And then the doctor, he starts talking to her about, has this ever happened before? So he gets her to disclose that she has family members that have some kind of depressive,
Melancholia, depression.
maybe there's some insanity in the family.
Has anyone in your family or Philip's ever been treated for psychotic depression?
No, my mother's dad. My grandfather once locked himself in the basement for days. He wouldn't eat, and another time he didn't talk for 6 months. In those days, the doctors called it melancholia.
Which
Yeah.
further leads you to think that, yeah, maybe she's the
Maybe
crazy
she-
one.
Right. And he's asking her all these questions. So you're thinking, okay, so is he trying to, get more information from her?
Are they really taking her to the loony bin?
And so they load her up into the car and someone drives her away. And so we're thinking, oh, she's going to loony bin.
Maybe they're going to see her in a straitjacket.
But no, she's at home.
She's
with
at home.
the nurse.
And
So
the nurse is
drove
taking
her.
care of her.
Yeah,
She's
so she's
fine.
fine. She's doing good. Then this is when we see
It's like the snake pit. If you've ever seen the movie The Snake Pit, it's like there's a down shot on a padded room
her cell.
and there's a therapist walking around, a lone figure sitting in a seat with a
Right.
straight jacket on, and lo and behold,
It is our beloved Mary.
there's Psycho Mary. She looks like she's been living out in the woods. She looks like a
Right.
crazy wild child from the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah, like she was raised by wolves. Her hair is just crazy and gnarly, and her face is all dirty.
This
And
is not a good hospital. How did they make her look like she fell out of a chimney?
she went from cutting pizza with perfectly fine hair. I mean, she was blow drying her hair.
They caked soot on her face and like gave her like stringy, dry, like corn husk hair. What were they doing to her in this place?
It makes no sense. She was just cutting pizza.
They've given her electroshock therapy and it just electrocuted
Maybe that's
her.
what it was, and her hair is all funky. I don't know. But
It is so crazy.
yeah, it's just like, wow, they went overboard on this shot.
So
But-
who did the makeup on this one?
so she's
Oh
a
my
little
God.
straight jacket for kids.
All insane.
It was so funny.
Now, Mary, I want you to try. Try
And the
very
doctor
hard.
is a woman. She's walking around her and just keeps walking around her as she's asking questions.
Remember that night,
And we can tell she's kind of like
your mother,
hypnotizing her in a way as she's walking around her.
your father,
She's hypnotizing all of
and
us.
Kevin.
Oh God, it was kind of dizzying. I was getting a little headache.
I felt like I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
I
I was like, please stop.
I was going to have a seizure and start having visions.
Like, I give up.
I did it.
Stop,
I know,
stop.
leave me alone. I killed them all.
I killed him. Please stop. Please stop, for God's sakes. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So then she goes into this trance and she's talking about the night that her sister died. So now we know that her sister and her brother were kind of teasing her. And
And then you find out her dad was drunk. Her sister didn't like her.
her sister was kind of teasing her too.
Yeah, she was bugging her. The little boy was bugging her.
Yeah, they were kind of ganging up on her a little bit. And you could see that grandma was kissing Jennifer and Kevin.
But not kissing her.
And she said, I didn't get any kisses.
It's almost like she didn't exist.
That's how it felt. Like she just was totally rejected by her family. It's so sad. So at that point, the picture is becoming clearer because the sister was bothering Mary. Kevin was like, hey,
Let's play a prank on her.
on Jennifer. So the brother tied Jennifer's shoelaces together. Big deal, right?
Wah, wah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like that's going to do anything.
Right. In the meantime, dad's driving drunk and the mom's like, hey, you slow down, blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, the accident happens and the father tries to swerve and they crash out. And his main concern is getting the wife out.
He never even went back for the kids. He's like, kids, get out of the car. I didn't even go back for him
And the kids get out of the car, except for Jennifer.
because her tennis shoes are tied together and you
Which makes
know
no
you're
sense.
immobilized. When someone does that, you're just immobilized.
When that happens, you cannot move your arms, you cannot move your legs, you can't even turn your head.
Don't take your shoes off. I'm
Don't-
immobilized. They tied my shoes.
Don't just, don't unlock the door and shimmy out,
All you had to do was open the door and flop out and roll
Pop out of there.
away.
That's all you had to do.
Just roll away.
God.
Just take off your dang shoes, girl.
But you know what? Maybe she was really spoiled.
And she didn't know how to take off her shoes.
I cannot do this. You need to do this. You need to get me out of the car. You need to carry me out of this car because my shoes are tied together. I just cannot. I just cannot.
Apparently, she deserved to die. They had to thin the herd.
Are you kids all right?
Yeah, we're here, Dad.
Where's Jennifer?
Jenny in the car! Go get her! Help! Please, Daddy, help!
So he's like, kids, are you all right? And they're like, yes, we're here. And then you hear Jennifer.
I'm in the car.
So he's like, oh,
Oh.
okay.
He starts to slowly walk over. It's like too
Like,
late.
oh, wait, which one? Oh, which door should I go? And boom,
That's
doors up.
one of my little sociopaths gone.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that's how Jennifer died. So now we know.
The thing is, it wasn't even Mary's fault. She
It wasn't
didn't
Mary's
even
fault.
do it. Kevin
No.
tied her shoes. The father
Mhm.
didn't get her. The father was a drunkard. She
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
No, she didn't do anything. We understand that for Mary, everything has been harder for her than the other kids. She's more emotional. She was neglected.
She's a poor little neglected psychopath.
So this is why it was easier
For her to lose it.
So now we're thinking, okay, she's just a crazy loony that killed her parents. There is no spirit. But as the doctor's talking to her, she suddenly has a different tone again, the way she did with the other therapist. And the doctor is thinking, well, who am I talking to now?
So you think it's just multiple personalities?
Right. Now Jennifer is talking.
Mary's dead.
Who are you?
I'm Jennifer. They tried to kill me. All of them. They were all to blame.
And she's like, is this Jennifer?
When she's Jennifer's personality, she's like, I'm out of here, bitches. I'm not going to stay in a nut farm.
And that's what she said. Jennifer said, I told her I am not going to be in the nut house.
I told her I wasn't going to stay in that nut house with her. I don't want to be together with her anymore. Jennifer! Don't go! Please stay! Jennifer! Please!
Jennifer?
Don't go!
No
So
way.
I am leaving. And then it goes back to Mary. And Mary's like, what's happening?
No, don't leave me.
Leave. I don't want to be by
And
myself.
she leaves her in the nut farm.
Yeah. And then so then the doctor sees that and there's poor Mary in the nut farm. So now we're thinking, okay, so all of this was,
Multiple personality syndrome.
and the mom is sleeping soundly and wakes up because she hears something.
We're
and
waiting for a jump scare, but it's just the nurse.
the nurse comes in. It's like, okay. And so we're like, okay, go back to sleep. So she goes back to sleep, and then she hears another noise and she's like, oh, nurse, what's going on? Can you bring me some water? What's going on? And it's not the nurse.
Boom, 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 boom.
God.
The shadow starts rising at the foot of the bed.
It's at the foot of the bed.
And it's Ed the iguana.
Yay, Ed! It was Ed all along.
Ed was possessed.
It was Ed all
No, it's not
along.
Ed.
Yay. No, it wasn't Ed. Sorry. It was Jennifer. So you start to see the features.
So her eyes are all bugged out and she's smiling
Uh-huh.
all creepy.
And she does that wink like she did with her sister in the beginning.
She's already dressed like Swiss Miss.
Yodeling.
Hooped braids and
I know.
Hi, Mommy.
1800s turn of the century prairie girl
See,
dress.
This is why they say, whatever you're dressed in when you die, that's how you're going to appear in spirit. And that's what she
Oh
was
my
wearing
God.
when she died. They
Why
probably
would you
dressed
do
her,
that to somebody?
They dressed her that way to visit her grandma. Oh, God.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. Can you
Don't,
imagine?
don't bury anybody like that.
You know what? That's probably why she was pissed in the first place.
That's why she's so mad. I don't want to wear this stupid little house on the prairie dress.
Where are my Jordache? I wanted my Jordache. And a nice blouse. Now look at, I have to go through eternity looking like Swiss Miss. So now we know, as the spirit appears to the mother and winks, and the mother screams this blood-curdling yell. And that's the end of the film.
That's credits. So what do we really know? Is there an evil spirit in the house? Is this just the ghost of Jennifer? Is the mother just as insane as the daughter? Maybe the mom is also crazy. You ever think of that?
Did you ever think of that?
This movie's like a Rorschach test. It could be anything you want it to be.
What do you see? Okay, well, I'll tell you what I want it to be.
Remember, what you say says more about you than it does about the movie.
I want it to be Long Live Ed the Iguana.
I know. Ed the iguana goes home with the nurse.
Exactly, and lives a wonderful life. So we had death by iguana, death by frisbee, death by radio, and then death by pizza cutter.
By pizza cutter. She didn't even kill her with the pizza cutter. She just fell down the stairs. And then she didn't even die.
Do you think Jennifer killed her at the end?
No, I think that she probably became friends with her. The mother lives, and now she's crazy and kills Ed the iguana.
No.
She goes and
No.
kills Mary because they never liked her anyway.
I know, right?
Mary knows too much.
Oh, God. That's Don't Go to Sleep, too.
She makes her a tuna watermelon casserole with salmonella
go
and
kill
tries
Mary.
to kill Mary.
Mary killed the whole family. You need to kill Mary now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. So then it's death by tuna watermelon
Casserole.
casserole. That would be perfect. Well, I think this It's worth watching. It was fun.
If only to see the floating iguana
Yes.
with
Yes.
the dangly little hands. And of course, Ruth
Yes.
Gordon for the first half.
Yes, she's amazing.
I'll watch
was
anything with
great.
Ruth Gordon in
It
it.
was great. Well, there you have it.
Oh my gosh, the Rorschach test of movies.
Catch it on YouTube. Long live Ed the Iguana.
Yes, I'm gonna get a poster of Ed the Iguana flying like Superman, dangling his feet.
Just getting cozy with grandma.
With him, I'm gonna have a picture of Ruth Gordon and the iguana with cigarettes in their mouth in bed together.
No, don't. Ed measures up.
And measures up. Philip could not measure up where Ed could measure up. Ed the iguana.
Yay.
Oh,
Wow.
excellent.
Yay. Another one in the can. Yay. Thanks for listening, guys.
You could find the recipe for tuna watermelon casserole on our website.
On our website. Or on our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page.
Instagram. Just find us at Another B Movie Podcast. And you can email us at anotherbmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want us to watch next.
Yes, Happy New Year.
We're back. Oh my gosh.
Happy New Scare. Oh, that was lame.
Happy New Scare.
Happy New Scare. That is not going to be our catchphrase for the year. I try.
Oh my god. No. Our catchphrase is Las
Pesadillas
Son
Son Gratis.
Gratis.
Adios.